Hi everyone, welcome back to another scrapbook layout video, and thank you for joining me again today. I pulled out, now I'm going to tell you a lot of these I recorded at least over a month ago, so I don't completely remember everything about these layouts, but I pulled out, I was kind of at the end of one collection and needed to start another one, and I decided one of my goals, well, was supposed to be to use 3 Felicity Jane kits up. And here it is. Well, this was, I think, September when I made these, but I haven't even used, this will be the first one for this year, but at least I'm getting one of them used, right? And maybe I'll make it a point to pull out another one. I really like the Felicity Jane kits, but I really feel like they are geared more towards single page layouts and not so much double page. I have done plenty of double pages, and you can. Plus, I feel like the stamp set I don't use very much, and their ephemera packs don't have a lot in them, and maybe that's why I feel like they're more for single page layouts more than double page. But I really love their papers and everything like that. I have nothing against their kits. It was just kind of a decision that I had too many of them. I canceled it actually a few years ago, and I'm slowly getting through them. And the more I get through them, like I said, I love them, but I'm happy that I'm not getting them anymore. Let's just say that. But they are beautiful papers. So I have these 2 photos of my daughter. This was her first day of school, and it's kind of funny because she just like changes year to year. Her hair is one color and one length. The next year it's a different color, different length, and none of like the crazy colors or anything like that. Just it was funny because I made this sign for her graduation party where you put their school picture for all the years up, and it was just interesting to look at her style and how much it changed over the years. But I had these photos. Now, normally with first day of school photos, that's kind of my title, first day of school. And I'm not going to go that route this time, partly because of the ephemera piece. There's an ephemera piece that says beautiful. And I mean, I just love these photos of her. I feel like she's just absolutely gorgeous in these photos. And this is the Felicity Jane Brie collection, by the way, BRIE, if in case you were wondering. But yeah, I do journal that. It's, just one little strip of journaling saying first day of school, and that's it. But these photos just really turned out really pretty. So I'm going to go ahead. I did have that one as a 5x7. I do think I trimmed it down just a hair. I'm used to print a lot of photos, 4x6 and 5x7, and I've kind of been playing around with different sizes lately. So it's been kind of fun, but I do have a lot of these older ones that are still, rather larger. I don't think it's still 5x7. I know I trimmed something down. I don't remember how much or the size, but I love how this layout turned out. I want to say I'm following a sketch, or at least I got inspiration from somewhere. And I have that strip at the top where I'm not really sure. I do end up gluing a strip down there. I can't remember if it's that one or not, but the other strip that I have, those are both branding strips, the one at the top and the one in the middle. And I did the one in the middle to pick up in the blues because obviously she's got a blue shirt on, and there's not a whole lot of blues. It's more like a tealish green color in the floral paper, but it's still, I think it all goes anyway. So there you can see the beautiful day ephemera piece that I was mentioning, or that I had mentioned. I do cut that down to just say beautiful, and that's my title. I do have those puffy stickers that came with each. There's like a gold one that came with it and a black one that came with this collection. But to be honest, I don't know. The black, I was thinking this whole time that maybe I would put the, first day of school thing somewhere, but neither. I think I felt like both the blue, that black and gold, really just took away from the photos, and yeah, I just decided that I wanted my title to be beautiful, and that's okay, right? So there was this saying, and I think it says something like, without um, change, there would be no butterflies, or something like that. And I really liked the pink color. I wanted another cluster down below. I didn't really want to go for the whole diagonal look. I just wanted to add a little something down below. You can see in these little trays, I've kind of separated all the ephemera pieces and stuff. With this collection, you got a whole lot of those black and white circles. Now, I love those, but they are currently, I mean, the few layouts that I do get done with this collection, those are, I try to use them, but basically they're so bold that I can't use them. But I really like them. But I figure, so when I use my Felicity Jane kits, I basically get as many layouts as I can out of it, and then I save the rest for basically doing like a project life spread or something like that, because these kits are really good for that. So I think those black and white circles will really work well for that. Now I decided I wanted some sparkle, some prettiness, I felt like the page really called for it. So the first thing I'm going to do, and I'm testing this is a Close to My Heart pen. It's kind of been my new thing. These glitter pens, I have some older Wink of Stella ones. I have to really say the Wink of Stella they're not nearly as pretty as the Close to My Heart ones. The Close to My Heart ones just have so much more sparkle in them. And the Wink of Stella ones are pretty, and I have like, I don't know, a couple really old ones, but if I really had to give you a suggestion between the two, if you want more sparkleness to it, then go for the Close to My Heart ones. But this is my new way because I don't really use them. I mean, I use them to kind of for die cuts on occasion, but I'm definitely into this whole splattering with them. And I've been splattering so many layouts and stuff with them lately. Now, the other thing I thought I would pull out is some, I think this is, I can't remember the name of that paste right now, but it's like a glittery. I wanted to add more kind of to the clusters, but something that wasn't super obvious. So I took this stencil, and I think this might be an Echo Park stencil. I can't remember. If I remember to link it below and I can find it, I will link it below. But it's got hearts and stars and a few different shapes on it. And I just did a little bit in where I thought was each cluster area. The one that I did to the right hand of that 4x6 photo, I actually wish I would have done it a little bit lower. You might have seen me take a picture with my phone because I knew that it was almost dinner time, and I knew that I had just done that paste, so I knew that I was going to need to let it dry for a little while. So I took a picture so I would remember where everything was. And that paste usually doesn't take very long to dry, but I had to go cook dinner and stuff anyway, so it was no big deal to leave it overnight. And then I came back the next day. So there's where I decided to cut the word day off of the beautiful, and I can still use that word day, but when I rebuilt this cluster, that where I did that stenciling with that paste is a little bit higher, but because it is so subtle, you don't really know. It still is there, and it's still, got that sparkliness to it. And if you look close enough, you can see, but other than that, it's just way too subtle to even be a problem. Now, there was a little trick there. I'm not sure if you've ever seen this trick, but if that butterfly, a lot of you probably know with butterflies that I like to pop up the wings with foam tape and then glue the center down so that it gives the butterfly some dimension. And I used wet adhesive on the middle of the butterfly, but I needed to, I didn't want to sit there and hold it for a few minutes. So I took the tweezers, and this is something I've learned watching other YouTubers. You can see there I've done it again. Took the tweezers, and those are the ones that you pinch them to open them. So they're spring-loaded or something like that. I don't remember what they're called, but you can just clip them over where you need the adhesive to dry. And that adhesive doesn't take long to dry. I just left it there and, was working on other stuff, so it didn't really matter. But that's a little trick for you if you have something you need to dry. A lot of people, if it's flat to the page or something, a lot of people will put an acrylic block, which I have done before, over something, but because the wings are popped up, the acrylic block really wouldn't work very well here. So I'm playing around a little bit. I wasn't really sure about this bow up here, but I really, for something, I don't know, there was something about it and I really liked it. So I'm going to go ahead and put this bow up at the top. And I think what I like about it is that it picks up the black and white from the word beautiful. And so I'm popping it up with some foam tape, and I am going to add more black and white around just to, kind of bring that around so those aren't the only two areas with the black and white. There was this little floral cluster, so I'm going to add this to this cluster up here. And this one, I should have referred to my phone a little bit more because I think that I liked the way everything was before I did the paste and the splatters, but I'm happy with how it turned out anyway. But just a tip for you if you take a picture with your phone so you'll remember, yeah, don't forget to refer back to that picture. um, Again, I'm doing another butterfly up here. So the butterflies, they had a lot of butterflies that came with this collection kit. And there was a bunch of them, which you can see there, the two larger ones had a solid kind of color and then vellum sewed to it. And I wanted another one that looked the same. So I kind of had to make my own because you can see on that little bowl there, there's a bunch of, they also put in a bunch of just like plain butterflies and vellum butterflies. So luckily they were the same shape and easily glued onto one another. I did use a glue dot to glue the vellum onto those extra butterflies that I add. But I'm going to cover it up with just little gems or something, which I like to do sometimes, add in the middle of butterflies anyway. And I think I ended up adding the gems to, I want to say I did it to all the butterflies since, with some of them, I wanted them all to kind of have the same feel. Now there was where I was really trying to add, some of those circle words and stuff, but it just wasn't happening. And then this cluster down here is kind of bugging me a little bit because I wanted to bring the black down there and I had that area where I didn't even think about it when I glued that butterfly down, but it's underneath the butterfly and I feel like I need something in that area. So I'm going to play around with that quite a bit. I do finally fill it with something, but here's where I'm also doing the same thing, making another butterfly with what they gave me and just adding the vellum with a glue dot into the middle. And that is pretty much going to be the layout. You can see in the still shot photos, I did also add some gems around, kind of like enamel dots, just sprinkled them in the clusters. The gems are by Pink and Maine, I believe is what they are by. But here you can see those splatterings as well. So I hope you guys like this layout. This was nice to get one of these used up, and even doing this voiceover is kind of inspiring me to get out another one of those collections. So, all right, I hope you guys have a great day. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye.